All right, Brett, thank you. So in Ruidoso, homes and businesses were washed away in moments. And today we've learned more about the lives that were lost yesterday.
So the victims include a man and 2 children who are part of a family from Fort Bliss. Emergency crews are also still actively assessing the damages of homes and businesses. KFOX 14 News at 5's Melissa Herrera joins us from Ruidoso now with the latest.
Well, this is just one of the many areas in Ruidoso that were slammed by the floodwater on Tuesday night. In fact, the mayor referring to this as a historic flooding as water levels rose up to 20 feet. And it prompted a response from multiple agencies, from local agencies to even the New Mexico National Guard. Now, officials are saying that recovery is still a long way ahead.
This is historic water levels that we experienced. This represents truly unprecedented flooding in our community.
Wednesday morning, leaders in Ruidoso discussed the order of events following Tuesday's deadly flash flood. Officials say a flood watch was issued Tuesday morning and then was upgraded to a flash flood warning at 2:20. Nearly 30 minutes later, it was upgraded to the highest level, a flash flood emergency.
The alert sent for Cedar Creek and Paradise Canyon area. That was to let everybody know to go to higher ground immediately. The outdoor warning system was not activated yesterday, as it is specifically reserved for full town evacuation scenarios.
Village of Ruidoso Mayor Lynn Crawford says that they received 3.5 inches of rain from the South Fork burn scar in about an hour and a half, and that water rushed directly, impacting certain areas near streams and rivers. That led authorities to conduct about 65 swift water rescues, and 3 people were taken to the hospital, and they are now in stable condition, and 1 person is still missing. 3 died in the flooding.
We can confirm that 3 people lost their lives yesterday in the flooding, and the victims include an adult male, approximately 40 to 50 years old, that we're still identifying, a 7-year-old male child, a 4-year-old female child. Out of respect for the families during this difficult time, we are not releasing their identities at this time.
Meantime, authorities are still assessing the damage to roads, homes, and businesses.
We're looking anywhere from about 35 to 50 plus. We're still ongoing with our damage assessment. So just to, again, reiterate, these are preliminary.
Crawford says some businesses have been reopened, but a timeline for full repairs is still to be determined.
There's areas of Upper Canyon, Black Forest that are without water and most utilities. We are in the process of trying to restore those, but in all honesty, it will be some time before those are restored. So we said from last year during the fires and the subsequent floods that this is a 3 to 5 year process and could possibly be longer.
Well, Crawford is not encouraging anyone to visit the Ruidoso area as they continue to mitigate the situation. Now, he does add that the efforts to declare this as a federal disaster are currently underway. Now, there is a hotline for people who are still seeking loved ones, and you can find all of that over at our website, kfoxtv.com. I'm reporting from Ruidoso, Melissa Herrera, KFOX 14 News at 5.
All right, Melissa, thank you. We continue our coverage here as many people are now dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah, we heard from officials there. We're going to now hear from victims of this flooding. KFOX 14 News at 5's Evan O'Regan in Ruidoso now, live with the very latest. Evan, what did you hear today?
Yeah, guys, I heard a lot from residents today, and right where I'm standing, just over 24 hours ago, this spot was submerged in raging floodwater, and it led to what you see behind me. You can see these stacks of debris, and this is one of many throughout this trailer park, this mobile home park rather, and there's clothes in there. There's pieces of roofs, pieces of siding from these mobile homes, and you walk over here to my right, your left, and you can see the piles of mud. Everything is still covered in it. There are cars that were swept from the raging floodwaters, even homes that were forcibly moved from the floodwaters yesterday as the Rio Ruidoso crested to 20 feet. That's a historic high. It has never been that high before. Now, again, I did speak to residents today who said that they left this area because there's nothing they could do to stop these floodwaters from coming.
I was actually across from the links, the golf course, and I ended up getting stranded there because the water just came so fast. It was all over the road. We didn't know what to do, and there was no way we could help.
We left like 30 minutes early because I said, we better leave. Look what happened in Texas. We don't know this time, I said. So we left.
I already went through this like a couple times, you know, but we never seen it this horrible. And actually our trailer got, you know, destroyed this time. Like the floor is bad and everything. The water came all the way almost by the window, so it got pretty bad.
Yeah, you can see how high the watermarks are on some of these mobile homes. Some of them went almost as high as the roof. And I also asked residents today of this park if they're still worried about future flood risks and whether or not they will be staying here.
The whole trailer park should get rid of, you know. There's no more for us to be living here. Like, we're in danger.
We're not going to live here no more because you never know. I mean, this place is... We should have moved the first time, but we didn't. But now, this one is scary. We're just going to move. I mean, I don't know where we're going, but we're going to go.
Yeah, just pure devastation and destruction here in Ruidoso. Coming up at 5:30, you'll hear from some volunteers who are out here today helping residents recover and rebuild. Reporting live from Ruidoso, Evan O'Regan, KFOX 14, News at 5.
And so we continue to see new video showing us more of the destruction that Evan was talking about that just happened so quickly yesterday, those destructive floodwaters. Remember, a big factor here, the burn scar from the salt fire last year in Ruidoso. The surrounding mountains simply have no way of holding back the water. That leads to the flash floods, then the huge amounts of debris, including in some cases trees.
So the Mesilla Valley Search and Rescue Team posted on Facebook that the group is being deployed to Ruidoso to help with recovery efforts. The team will be there assisting the Las Cruces Swiftwater team that's there as well.
All right, so El Paso Congresswoman Veronica Escobar releasing a statement saying, in part, we've seen the havoc wreaked by nature and the deadly consequences of climate change across the country, most recently in Kirk County in central Texas and again in Ruidoso. She goes on to say we cannot and should not normalize these catastrophes.
New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham says the state needs more support for the flooding in Ruidoso in a statement saying in part, quote, New Mexico is mobilizing every resource we have, but Ruidoso needs federal support to recover from this disaster. We've watched Texas receive the federal resources they desperately needed, and Ruidoso deserves that same urgent response. We're continuing to update stories on the situation in Ruidoso on KFOXTV.com to include photos and videos submitted by viewers. You can also watch that full press conference there, and we have extended coverage on our YouTube page.